Hi class, I'm Gigi Xiao. Today I'm going to talk about disaster management in Chile. And again, here's my photo. Chile, which is ranging from the Andes Mountains to the Pacific Ocean, including some island in Oceania, is a large and important country in South America. The topography of Chile is complicated because of the subduction of two plates. Volcano and seismic zone can be found everywhere along the Pacific Ring of Fire. The major natural disasters that happened in this country include earthquakes, eruption of volcano, tsunamis, flood, and also forest and urban fires. Among all the tragedy happened in Chile, Valdivia earthquake, the biggest and powerful earthquake, happened in May 1960. The surface wave magnitude of Valdivia earthquake is 8.6. However, the moment magnitude, which is a better measure of the earthquake energy release, was re-estimated at 9.5. The earthquake lasted for nearly 10 minutes and following tsunami had effect on Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, and even impacted the coast of countries such as New Zealand and Australia. A special committee was formed after the Valdivia earthquake in order to deal with several kinds of problems created by earthquake. Later on, this committee kept functioning till 1974 and became an independent governmental office, changing its name into ONAMI after being authorized by the law. The goal of ONAMI is to co-work with the Civil Protection nationwide in charge of civil protection. In Chilean government, it is a crucial technical agency. The mission of ONAMI is to do the overall planning, put the prevention, responding, and recovery into reality by improving, coordinating, and put action into work when facing the urgent situation like natural disasters or man-made catastrophes. The priority of the agencies are strengthening and promoting the ability of Chilean emergency system, promoting the early warning system, promoting the civil protection system, and taking care of the post-emergency situation and come up with prompt and appropriate solution to them. From the experience of all these years, ONAMI summarizes that the key to life-saving during the catastrophe is the prevention. The Chilean Ready program had set up a task of strengthening the public education about prevention of major disaster in Chile. The implementation pattern in Chile is top-down. The certain system Chile used to respond to disaster is civil defense system. Although it seems centralized and hierarchical, the Chilean system is composed of committees at community, provincial, and regional levels that are responsible for evaluating proposed actions, designing and prioritizing prevention, mitigation, and preparedness projects appropriate to each administrative level. In the case of an emergency, all of the available resources in the affected community are used first. If the magnitude of the event exceeds the local capacity, additional resources will be mobilized from the provincial, regional, and national level. As we all know that there are a lot of hazards happening in Chile, but due to the limit of time, I will only introduce the planning for earthquake, tsunami, and volcano here. Earthquake is a permanent natural disaster that Chilean has to face. In order to respond to it, a triple plan is released by the government. The first step is the immediate emergency, which includes declare zones in numbers of regions for catastrophe, declare state of emergency assessment protection. The second step is the winter emergency, which includes normalized education systems, build emergency housing, guarantee healthcare is accessible, create more jobs for unemployed people by doing the reconstruction and repairing work, and remove roadblock on the street and make sure of this transportation is accessible. And step 3 is reconstruction, which includes finish replacing building and improving the building and other infrastructure, support the ability of conducting learning lessons from the emergency management of earthquake in the past, such as strengthening the early warning system and improve the standards of building. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center may release different types of warning if an earthquake are found around the Pacific Ocean. There are 3 alert levels. Level 3 alert is Tsunami Watch. Tsunami Watch is responsible for releasing the alert about upcoming emergency to related department as well as the public. The Level 2 alert is Tsunami Advisory. A tsunami advisory will be issued when water wave damage is happening in near water. And Level 1 alert, which is the highest warning, will be issued under the circumstances that a tsunami is imminent to come. This alert sends a strong message to the public that a powerful flooding will happen near the coastal area and continue for hours. Emergency officials have to get ready and take action such as evacuating low-lying coastal area or guide ships driving to the deep water. However, like alert in other level, the warning can be upgraded or cancelled, depending on the updated information and the analysis of the trend. There are about 2,000 volcanoes located alongside the Andes Mountain. The volcano chain in Chile ranks second worldwide, since over 50% of volcanoes on the Earth are located on the Pacific Ocean, being called Pacific Ring of Fire. The mitigation plan of volcano includes aware of the potential hazard, analysis the history of eruption and collect scientific data, drawing a map for the volcano hazard zone, monitoring, and put the emergency plan into practice. Unlike the warning system for tsunami, the level of warning is increasing in the order normal, advisory, watch, and warning. Also, the aviation warning system co-work with the former one by using different color, which can help people to understand the emergency situation. There are a large number of people well involved in a disaster. Among all those people, there are some key participants: government, civil society, armed force, and international organization. What I want to emphasize here is the armed force, which mostly about Navy and Army. They take the responsibility of restoring the public order when chaos appears. They are the key workers of building emergency shelter and removing debris from the transformation area, and they are also the key player of taking humanitarian aid. The lack of concern about multiple hazards can be a large potential obstacle to the effective disaster management in Chile. For instance, considering the affected population different disaster, attention should be paid differently to earthquake and forest fire. However, after the earthquake happened in 2010, victims who suffered 8.2 hazard was forgotten because of the Virgin Forest fire attracted all the attention of the public, government, and media. The disability of coordinating between different disaster and key player at different level of policy is a good evidence of Chilean uneven developing in all aspects of emergency management. It also reveals the absence of comprehensive strategy for disaster risk reduction. One good example is that assessment of risk is now mandatory for master plan. However, in the real world, the assessment is equal to hazard mapping, meaning the identification of hazard zone on a map. This kind of simple risk assessment does not include other crucial factors. The President of Chile found a committee in order to deal with the demanding of disaster happens in Chile after 1960 earthquake. The committee helps to reform large numbers of related law, which you can see on screen. And after the developing of recent years, the Civil Protection National Plan has grown into an organization which focuses on the integrated circle of prevention, mitigation, preparation, response, reconstruction, and recovery. In fact, Chilean civil protection system contains some parts which can be called fantasy document. It assumed the absence of social organizational features, and this unrealistic illusions of plan expanding when we look at remote area where the city or county does not have all access to the emergency related resources and the experience of responding to disaster. Furthermore, the plan talks too much about governmental action rather than the mitigation plan to various disasters. The correlation between the social economic development and the evolution of risk faced by society also cannot be found from the plan. Seen from the result of emergency management, Chile actually did a great job in some aspects, and also Chile did learn their lesson from 2010 earthquake, and a large improvement had been made since then. What is a necessity to Chile now is to come down to the earth and make the plan more reality. And moreover, what Chileans should change in their mind is that disaster is not the order of God, but result of people's action to a great extent. So everyone should remember their responsibility during disaster. I guess that's all about the Chilean emergency management. Thank you all for your time. Bye.